Happy Friday, everyone. So, some people are hearing about this collapse of the economy today and what happened with, the Dow Jones, what happened with the S&P, and really the cause of that was a vote that happened today in Europe. And Britain has decided to officially leave and back out of the European Union, the EU. And so, why did we see a 600-point drop today in the Dow? It took about a 3.5% hit, which in reality is still nothing in comparison to 2007. 2007, 2008 was over a 10% hit in one day. So 600 points is definitely a lot of points. But for some people who may be freaking out about the things that are happening, globally and the macroeconomics of it, it was really a good move for Britain to leave the European Union, because what the European Union was designed and what it was put together for was to make one currency for all of Europe, and that never ended up happening. That was the original vision and the original thought. It never ended up happening. However, the reason I want to shoot this video is to make it known that now is the time to invest. When things take a dip south, people with cash win, and people with having money set aside for emergencies like this. It's not an emergency, but for situations like this where the government, it takes a big hit after a week of nothing but going like this. When it takes that big drop, now you can get in and you can see your money grow very, very quickly. And so since literally the beginning of time, since the stock market has begun, over year to year average rate of return is over 10%. Now, it's hard to get that kind of rate of return anywhere else. And so as long as you pick the right stocks and the right mutual funds, it's a really safe bet. Actually, my personal 401k didn't even take a hit today. It increased today with what happened, even though what happened when Great Britain left, $2 trillion were sucked out of the world markets. $2 trillion gets sucked out. It's a big deal. However, the good news and the big picture side of it is the United States only has 1% of the GDP that affects the United States. Only 1% of the GDP comes out of Britain. And so 1%, yeah, might see a little drop, but I promise you, you're gonna see things shift for the better over the next couple weeks. And so my advice to you is, at this time, I hope you have some money saved up. I hope you have some money sitting around your emergency fund, whatever you want to call it. Now's the time to put some money in, because in a week, in my bet would be pretty quickly we're going to gain back that and cross that 18,000 point mark again on the Dow Jones and the S&P. You'll see the Standard & Poor rise. And so, keep an eye, be aware of what stocks might be booming right now, and ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions to people who have more money than you. First and foremost, people who have what you want, ask them questions. Ask them, hey, is there any stock that you're betting on, or what do you do right now in a situation like this where things tank? Are you gonna put some more money in? Are you gonna invest? So that's kind of my word of advice on what happened today. It's a good thing for Britain. It was a good thing for Britain to leave the European Union, and it'll affect things for a little bit in the markets, but won't even feel it. Next week, I think it's gonna be a good week for the U.S. So with that, everybody have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.